Hell yeah, hell yeah. What is up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Raw and Uncut. This show is not about editing. This show is just about talking. It's kind of like a podcast, but without the cast or the pod. It's a YouTube thing, and he's wearing a mask because, COVID.
Fact.
So today's episode is going to be about photography, mostly about photography in our lives, photography news, or we're just gonna talk photography the whole video. So hope you guys enjoy and talk with us. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is I'm gonna ask you.
Hey guys, Gregory Jasua.
Oh, by the way, this is Gregory Jasua. You know him. You guys seen him. He's always here. So so I'm gonna ask you, what is it like for you as a photographer here in New York City, at least?
Well, for me as a photographer, George Films is actually a little bit hard. In the Bronx, you gotta have your own income for materials and stuff like that. It's actually a little bit difficult sometimes to even leave the camera by itself because somebody could steal it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard. Like, we're the Bronx. If you guys know about New York City, who doesn't know about New York City? The Brooklyn is more like the ghetto. So if you live here, well, there's some parts of the Bronx that are kind of like close to Manhattan that are like gentrified, and they're not as dangerous as like South Bronx and everything. But yeah, so you don't really, even in the daytime, you don't really want to walk around with your expensive EOS R6 or something very expensive. You can vlog here because unfortunately it is the reality. Somebody's gonna just run and just snatch your thing, and we work hard for this, and we're gonna cover this later. It's really expensive to be a photographer, especially here in the big city. So how's your experience as a photographer? Like, what are some experiences you learned? What are some experiences you experienced? Like, for example, if I met this person or I've been in shoots kind of situation.
So I started working with a program called Urbano Internacional. You can follow us on
link
Instagram.
down below as well, Instagram. And here we go. Instagram.
Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. It's an urban channel for urban music. We feature Dominican artists mostly at the moment because we're Dominican.
Yeah.
Everybody there, even my boss or my partner, is also Dominican. I'm Dominican. So most of the artists that we try to help is like ourselves. We try to uplift the country. We try to uplift our culture. Try to make Dominicans really get on the map. I started working with real underground famous artists like Nelly Nels, La Torta MC, Kennedy Clemente is now coming up there. And these artists have really helped me see the reality of what it's like to be in show business. People do not care who you are as long as you can help them. That's the reality. And camera people, we are the #1 people that help artists because we're recording everything they see. We're basically their testimony. Whenever they say they was here to the court, they could be like, yeah, look at my cameraman. Show the clip. So we're basically their testimony for what they're saying. If they're saying something in a song like, yeah, I'm a nice person, and I film them giving to people, I just confirm who they are. We are their evidence and their backstory. So we gotta be very reliable and have a very bystander eye where we don't really give our opinions about what we're doing, but just show reality. That's why news tries to show the truth, and the truth is what we should show.
Yeah, I believe so too. More elaborating on the news stuff. Also, you can, for example, like you said, it's like reading a book. Kind of a photographer is. You're like the biographer of their life story, or like in that moment. So you're biographing as a photographer. You're recording that single event in your camera, and you're capturing it for like later use. People like, oh, so I heard you was with like Gregory Jasua. I'm like, oh yeah, so let me show you. We're vlogging. Let's say that's exactly what we're talking about. Also on the news theme, sometimes it could be used as like different. It doesn't show the whole picture as well, which I believe I agree with you. You know, the media and the news should show the entire picture, not just one side, as a lot of people seem to believe that, you know, it's just a single side that you see, and that's why you gotta go out there and research your things. You know, don't just see. I'm just seeing Fox 5 and they're like positive notes about Joe Biden. Let's give an example. Just don't just watch Fox 5. Watch 11 Picks News. All of them. If they're all saying the same thing, then outsource. Go to a website online that gives the news as well. Read articles. Don't just focus on just one type of media. Go to different medias and, you know, research.
Exactly.
Just to get the whole picture, of course.
Yeah, photos are one of those things that are like very hard to explain. It's more like you have your own meaning for it, which is why I like photos in a way a little bit more than videos, because of that hidden feeling of like you give it your own meaning to it. Just like art, when you have a really good, beautiful photo, no matter how beautiful it is, it's only as beautiful as you make it to you. So no matter how good a photo I take, it's not gonna be good unless you see it as good for yourself. Video, it's a little bit different because things are happening a little bit quicker. You have to slow them down. So that is more about what you see, like visual stimuli. In a photo, since nothing is moving, is more about internal stimuli, like what do you feel rather than what do you see.
Yeah, and that's how, like, professional photographers, they sell their pictures for a lot of money. It's like it caught the attention of the person. It's like, oh, this me feel I remember when I was a little kid, you know, this scene is like exactly. So when you go to art galleries, even with regular painting art, it's like, this made me feel good. It's like, it's not that the artist is like the best. Let's say let's look at abstract artists. It's like, why is this painting worth a lot of money? Well,
Jackson Pollock.
Yeah, it's like it made the person feel a certain type of way, and he was willing to sacrifice $1,000 to always look at that picture. It's like, damn, I remember when this made me feel this way, and that's why I want to have it.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, what feeling can you portray to somebody else? And that's the most important thing in photography and videography. Cinematographers do it all the time with movies. Like, if it's a scary movie, you obviously use a lot of dark scenes. You use a lot of like close-up shots of the person's face, because then you feel like, oh my gosh, you hear the music too. It's like she's about to get stabbed, like, and screams, like, oh my god, you can hear it, you feel it. It's like, oh damn, she's about to get stabbed. She's just run, like,
and then already know.
You already know. That's the whole thing with like a picture. It's like, if you can hear the music, you can feel you can even, sometimes I've heard people is like, I smell the ocean in this picture. It's like, I remember suntan lotion is like, is it really that powerful to you? It's very powerful. Like a person's mind is like so powerful, man. You just gotta unlock it with your creativity that you portray on somebody else. So for you, this is how is your life as a photographer? Like, can you explain to me like your daily routine, or like what you do when you do a shoot?
So daily, when I wake up, the first thing I'm thinking of is Instagram. Somewhere to show my stuff, somewhere to show where I've been, for people to know where I've been. I just recently was making a post for this morning. It's always better to post in the morning so you can let people like see it throughout the day. That's what I heard one of my mentors do, and it's been working so far. It's just for people to see where you've been and what you're doing. So basically networking with people also helps. Sharing other people's work, just being a good artist and helping other artists grow with you. Whenever you post something on Instagram that another artist shoots, like if you know a photographer and you're close friends, I will post all his stuff that he's doing on my page and he will do the same. We're helping each other build connections with the people he has and the people I have. Then I could talk to the people he has and it won't be strange, like they don't know me, because they've seen me on his page. So we're more familiar with each other and we can network to work together.
Yeah, I want to elaborate on that connectivity. You know, it's like you meet somebody, it's like, oh, like she's or he is a of graphic designers. Like, yo, can you make my yo? Let's collab on something. Let me take your pictures if you need for your like for your small Instagram company, and in return, you know, if you want to, you can make me a logo for my company, and then that's how you create connections. And then, yo, you see this good photographer, like he shot my pictures for my Instagram. It's like, oh, really? Like, how much did he charge? Well, he actually, you know, he asked me to do a logo for him, so it's kind of like a favor kind of thing. And then her friend, that's like, what are artists like singers? Let's say it's like beat makers. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I heard that you made you took photos for, I don't know, Dana, and she said that, you know, if you want to work on something, cool. What do you do? I make beats. Tell you what, make me a beat because I need like license free music for my YouTube, and I'll do a shoot for you, and bam, you have a couple songs already in your roster that are like royalty free and everything, that like handmade, and you don't have to go like searching paying Epidemic Sound, or like all these other paying pages that require licensing and all that, and they have photos and you have your music for your YouTube.
Exactly.
So again, what is your daily routine like when you do a shoot? Specifically, when you do a shoot.
Oh, when I do a shoot. So when I do a shoot, the first thing I always do is scan the environment. You want to know your resources. What do you have available to you? Is there any lighting you can use instead of bringing your own lights? Do you need lights at all? Are you outside? What's the scene looking like? Does it match what you have in your brain? Like if you have a really pretty scene and you're like in the ghetto with like so much dirt and so much garbage, it doesn't match your scene that you have it in your head. So you have to know what you have first to know what you need. So if I don't have any lighting, then I'll bring my own lights. If I don't like the scene, then either I will switch what scene I filmed there, or I make a switch of how I make that look. So if I want it to look a little pretty, I would just show the prettiest parts of that little area. I think they did it in the Joker, how they used the stairs from the Bronx. They used one of the longest stairs when going up because those showed the emotion of like dread that he has to go up all these stairs every single day. So it helped push the point of him being sad. If you would have used some short stairs and it would have been like pretty and people being happy around there and like laughing, maybe it could have helped the point, but it would have also distracted you from, why are these people happy and he's not? Like, it's contradicting each other. So whenever they do scenes nowadays, they try to have as little people as possible who are essential to the scene. So know also who's in the scene as a second step. Know the materials you would need to bring. That'll be the third one. Usually what I'll bring is my Sony camera. I have the Sony a6500, which shoots 4K in 60 frames. 24 frames, not 60 yet. And I usually keep it at 60, 1080p for slow-mo scenes. And for regular shots, I do 24 frames to keep it, you know, normal. 24 is the regular that you would shoot anything in. I think this would be shot in 24. But since it's for YouTube, YouTube recommends 30 frames. So that's basically my setup. Just scan the scene, know what you need, bring what you need, lights, sound, clean up the area, people if you need to bring people, and that's it. Yeah, that's also another thing for a photographer. You know, you're not just taking the pictures. Let's say your area is kind of like messy, so you gotta tidy up. You gotta like fix it. You also kind of one of those designer kind of people. Yeah. So you gotta like move around stuff that fit your feeling that you're trying to portray. It's not just let me just snap a picture. That's like here in the industry, just taking a picture is a snapshot. So what makes a photographer a professional picture versus a snapshot is like, what do you put into the picture that creates that mood or tone. Exactly. Then rather than just stand over there. It's like, I know portraiture is kind of the same thing, but you still have to incorporate lights
You still need, like, let's say a background. That is like, you put more work in portraiture than a snapshot. So that's kind of like the difference between there.
Exactly.
So going into the industry part, in your own words, like, how would you describe the industry, the photography industry in general?
I will consider it, like, others will say it's like not a real job type of deal, and that's still like
all the time.
Of course, when are you gonna get a real job? Does photos really gonna like pay for your living and stuff like that? Are you really gonna do this for the rest of your life? And these are big questions that your parents will ask you eventually. Like, are you gonna get a real job? Is this really something you're passionate and serious about? And you have to ask yourself that question. Everybody has different reasons for why we do it. The industry still will not understand why photos and videos are so important to us, but it's because we love creating. We already see videos and photos every single day. If you're on YouTube right now, you're seeing a video to learn. We learn from videos easier than books any day.
Yeah, because you get more detail out of it. It's like when you're reading, like, as for me, this is my own personal experience. So when I read, you gotta look for like the context clues and everything. You gotta understand every single paragraph. For where a video, it's explained directly to you. Yeah. Especially nowadays, it's 2021. I mean, technology nowadays, it's incredible now. You can connect your phone to the TV just by setting up the Bluetooth. Exactly. Smart TVs,
and then talk to it now.
And then now you can connect to your TV and use your phone as a keyboard, as if you're using a laptop. And it's like powerful kind of stuff. And then you're watching YouTube, and you can learn like every single material you were taught in college in basically your TV if you put the effort into it. Unfortunately, still, like I said, it's 2021. We still need a paper, a degree that says that we are a professional in it. It's a sad reality, but if you find the right people, you practice enough and show people that you're good at it, even though you don't have this paper that says you spent 4 years of hard-earned money in college, they'll take you in. Now Google is doing the same thing. They're like, you don't need a certificate, a college degree in order to get into Google.
Yeah.
All you need is a high school diploma, because obviously that's in America. You need a high school diploma.
That's facts.
Doesn't matter what you're doing. So now it's all based on skill. If you finish high school and then you got into building PCs and computers, computers back and forth, and you apply for Google, take their test and everything, and you get like an interview, and you show them their skills, guess what? Ooh. You're hired. A lot of people need to be like Google. They also have sleeping pods in their like break room. Yeah, so like they're like, what? People need to sleep or take a nap every now and then. So like your break is long enough for you to take like a 30-45 minute nap. So that's like another thing that they know. They're like, oh, these guys are tired. They've been working. They've been sitting on a keyboard all day
behind a screen. Probably gonna get eye problems and stuff. That's another problem, guys. If you're always making videos, you're always gonna be behind the screen.
Yeah.
Watch your eyes.
Yeah. Get blue UV glasses that you can get nowadays. Just put them on, or let's say if you're using your laptop, you can get one of those screens that stop that blue UV light from going to your eyes. You can last longer.
Right.
No pun intended. Till watching the screen, or you can just get glasses that prevent it. It's obviously still going to be damaging, but it's not as much. It reduces the eye damage, so you can last longer editing a video, editing a picture behind the screen.
That's facts. For me, when I'm editing at nighttime, I try to put the brightness a little bit lower because I don't have any of those glasses or tech stuff. Sometimes on my phone, if I'm using it at nighttime, I put the warm filter on. So it makes the screen a little
Some laptops now have that as well, because my MacBook has that. So I have it on all the time, every time I'm editing a video. Yeah. So it's like, it does help when I have my glasses on that have that blue filter as well, and my laptop, so I can go 4 or 5 hours and don't feel any strain on my eyes.
That's true. That's really amazing to do. That's another big thing. You have to decide when you edit, because everybody has different different circumstances, different family members. Some people may not let you edit at some times, and you know your best time to edit. So you have to know yourself and what you're good at, so you can know when to edit. I edit mostly at night because that's when I feel comfortable. That's when I feel like most productive.
Same.
And I also sometimes do stuff in the day, which is why I don't edit in the day. I try to go shooting in the day and then edit at night. That's my workflow, and that's what's worked for me. For you, maybe it's the opposite. You edit in the day and you go shoot at night, just because you have more things to shoot at night, or you like shooting at night.
Your style is like dark or like night pictures.
Dark.
Bring your light. I don't like shooting because at night, because I have to bring obviously a light or a flash.
Exactly.
That's not my personal taste. Some people do it. I've seen a lot of people on Instagram that have nice pictures. Like they look like they're in the daytime, but they use like a flash or lighting, and then they edit it in Photoshop.
Right.
But that's because that's their style. That's what they like.
They're amazing too. I think it's easier to shoot at daytime just because we have natural sun.
Yeah, natural light. You always got to have that natural lighting.
Free light.
Also,
No light.
you know, I went to college and I did a couple of classes of photography. It also depends on the daytime. Can you stop knocking? Also depends on the daytime. Obviously, the worst the hour to be is obviously at noon because the sun is straight above you. You don't get those shadows. You just get light down. So obviously before then or after that, until you reach your it's getting dark. So let me stop shooting.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Usually before 6.
Before 6, definitely. Especially in the winter. Before 5 or 4. Even 4. Like New York City is like 5 o'clock. It's like, yo, why is it dark outside?
I'm confused.
In the summer is the best. Yo, 7 p.m. is still like, yo, come on, man. This light is like, when is this light going out? And in the winter, it's like, when is this sun gonna come up? Like, it's the difference.
Photography is one of those things that you depend on the world. You depend on the sun. The sun is like your best friend, and you're like, not his wife. I was gonna say it as wife. You're like each other's best friends. So you help each other out whenever you can. When you see that you're having a bad day and the sun goes down at 4 p.m., you have to understand that when summer comes along, you're gonna have it for 7 hours. So it's a give and take. You have to know these things. These are one of the things you have to know as a photographer. When is the best time to shoot with the sun? What time the sun goes down? What time is the sun the brightest? What time is the sun the lowest? And they will help your photos improve. 2021.
2021, this is the year. Wait, let's not say that because we jinxed it last year. Also, here's where we're going to end it with the last question. As a photographer, we talked about this in the beginning. Income.
Ooh.
So, like I said, photography is expensive. It doesn't have to be for some people, but the better the camera, the easier it's going to be for you. It's going to be for your workflow. So, the more you spend is the easier the life is going to be for you. Let's say you got a 46 megapixel camera, the quality is going to be amazing. You got an extremely awesome bright light that we have here that's better. Instead of using our natural it's not a tungsten light, it's a
ceiling light.
It's a ceiling light, but I don't know what color it is. It's definitely not daylight like this one is. It's gonna be bad, but if you didn't have this and you had your DSLR, your what is it, the oldest newest camera, let's say a T5i, that's like $300 in the market right now. It's a good camera, but it won't have the 46 megapixels, have 25, so you'll have to incorporate more light. But if you don't have a light, you're gonna have to turn on these lights and then use your phone light or something. It's gonna be harder versus just having two very expensive equipments in your setup. Now it's our backdrop. in our studio. Yeah, so when you're starting out, it is gonna be expensive. So for you, how do you incorporate when you're starting out? How do you incorporate money into this art for you?
So first, you need a job.
Well, obviously, when you start, you need another source of income, like
something,
anything. As it could prefer
2021.
If you have a full time, you're not gonna be able to do photography. So I would recommend a part-time job. Like for example, for me, I explained this in another video. I did security guard. I'm doing security guard at the moment, and that is my income. So once I get paid, I'm like, alright, so I need another light. I need gels for my light. I need a diffuser, another diffuser. Once you get to like intermediate level, because I have done this for like a couple years, so have you.
Yeah, almost professional.
Almost professional. Not yet.
One more year
soon,
to graduate.
Soon.
I'm in college right now. I have one more year to go to be a professional CGI artist. I could finally call myself a professional artist, and it's gonna be the best feeling. Stay tuned, guys. Professional Gregory.
Professional Gregory. So, I'll just say, have a part-time, make your money, get your equipment. Also save up in the beginning as well. Don't just rush to get the newest camera. Always get a beginner camera if you're a beginner. Because you don't know how to use it yet. You have to experience the photography experience.
Know what you need.
Oh yeah, know what you need. You don't need all the lenses. In the beginning, I'm like, I need to get the 24, the 50. I need to get to 7200, and you don't need that if you're not gonna use it. Like when the 400mm lens came out, I'm like, I need to have it. Why? Because I just want it. It's a nice lens to have. It is a nice lens to have, but once you reach that pinnacle, you can get whatever you want because you're making money by the thousands doing photography. Now that you're starting out, let's say you only have like 10,000 saved, you're not gonna be able to get that $4,000 lens that you so crave. Yeah. So get a normal basic starter camera, get a kit lens, and start shooting. And it's not the quality of the picture.
Yeah.
It's more like we said, the feeling it portrays. Is the format great? If you put it on Instagram is gonna bring down the resolution by a lot. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're using a pro camera. Like when I put my pictures up, it looks nice, but it's still at Instagram's format. So when you zoom in, it's gonna look crappy. Is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So Instagram, that's what I like about Instagram. When you put your pictures, whether you have a $200 camera versus our freaking $2,500 camera,
everyone's at the same level.
Everyone's at the same level,
we're equal.
And it's not much. The picture quality is what the picture portrays, or it's saying to another person.
I know you guys have heard on Instagram something going around called Game of Tones, where you play with tones, dark tones, like what we see right here, where it's like really dark, versus what you see up here, where it's very colorful with like my shirt or with his white shirt in the background. This is incorporating both contrast, which is a huge thing in photos. To have contrast is to have difference in color and difference in light. The difference would be having this whiteness right here and having that darkness around George over there. That's the contrast for you to see us better, because it's darker on that side, so it's almost telling you don't look over there and telling you look here. It's what we use in photography to guide your eye. It's what makes us actually good photographers, knowing when to use these things and when to not. I recommend knowing what you're gonna use your camera for to know what to buy for it. I do a lot of photos, but I have gotten more into doing videos, so my lenses and my workflow have to change. Now I need a mic. When I'm shooting photos, I don't need a mic. Now I need color lights. Before, when I was doing photos, I didn't use any color lights. I just wanted them to be correctly exposed. Now for music videos, you want those color lights to add more of a feel to it. Like we were talking about feeling. In music videos, you try to carry across the feeling of the song. If it's a song in a discoteca, you're not gonna be with like outside day walking in the park. It's just not that kind of scene. You need party lights, you need girls, you need money, you need those things.
it's raw and uncut, so it's like
The
it's
camera
raw.
turned off.
It's the camera turned off like 30 minutes, and the camera is also high.
Another thing, guys, know your camera limit so you know when you need to start again.
Yeah, I mean, we just
Big thing.
obviously we didn't think about it because usually our videos for YouTube are like 10, no more than 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is the longest we have gone in the video, and we're barely gonna edit. We didn't even cuss.
Yeah, no cursing. You see, guys,
So,
it's possible not to
It's
curse in the
possible.
video.
You don't have to be Eminem.
Wow.
To
Kendrick Lamar.
Or Kendrick Lamar. No, there's only one song Eminem has done without cursing, but he did technically curse at the end. He said it's Mockingbird. He dropped the F-bomb. If you haven't heard it, it's at the end, the very, very end. So he goes the whole song without cursing, and then he curses.
Well, if you listen to Kendrick, you know he says the N word a lot. We cannot say it.
We cannot say it. I'm sorry. We would like to be more open, but unfortunately YouTube will demonetize us and we'll get a strike. So unfortunately we can't. We could say the F word, but we gotta beep it out.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm not a cursing type of guy. But guys, know what you need. You know yourself best. Why are you doing this? Let that drive you throughout this whole process. Why do you want photos? Why do you want to be a photographer? Is it just for money? Is it for the art? Is it for your family? Passion for yourself?
Yeah, like
to prove something?
A hobby. Hey.
What is it for? Is it really like a thing that drives you? If it's not, then what is it? You could be doing something else. Search for your passion, and once you start doing it, you will be unimaginably more happy. Now that I've been doing photos and I'm able to help others that way, I'm both able to make an income and make myself more happier. Every time I take a good photo, I give myself props like, wow, I did that. I was able to capture a memory, a moment, and that to me is fulfilling enough. Because I'm very bad with my memory. One of the reasons I started photography is because I have bad memory. So when you take a photo, this helps me remember my whole day. Like George said, if you show somebody what photos you took, they could know everywhere you've been. Show me your photos and I could tell you where you'll be. Have a good
Awesome sauce, guys. So thanks for coming to the first episode. I know it's kind of a long episode, but this is what it is. It's raw and uncut. We're not gonna edit this as much. We're probably just gonna put our links up and right here. We're gonna put the links up, obviously down in the description as well. But that's pretty much it. This is what the style is gonna be like, shorter or longer. We're obviously not gonna go above like an hour, because it's just like just talking. We're just hanging out, you know. So today we were drinking coffee, but you know, hey, we could drink something else. As you guys know, I took a mixology course, so we might be drinking some stronger drinks because this show is about that. So,
raw and uncut with
raw
drinks.
and uncut. Whoa,
we are over 21.
We are. By the way, we are over 21.
Yes.
We're allowed to consume the distilled spirits.
I don't know if you're able to do that on YouTube though. I haven't really.
Yeah, well, some the alcohol channels.
We'll say that it's in this cup.
Yeah.
And you know.
By the way, look at this. Look at this mug. Freaking lens mug. My mom got it for me. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. You already know what to do. Comment, subscribe if you're not already. Hit that like button. Smash it if that's what you're into. And we'll see you on the next episode or in the next video. So, peace out, guys.
Oh. No, the cut.
Cut!
Cut!